Hey everybody! I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in today's live stream, I'm just glad I'm not sick anymore-ish. I'm mostly better, yeah, mostly better. Enjoying a fresh cup of coffee, as I hope you have something pleasant and hot or cold, depending on where you are in the world. Hey Tidden, to drink while we hang out. Hey Twisted! Good stuff. Hey, Fussy Doo. Hey, Charon. Charon. You know I'm not good at pronouncing things ever. Let me see if I can't get something pulled up over here. That way I can see y'all's questions and stuff. Charon. Thank you. Hey, Manny. Hey, Amy in Sweden. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Judy. Hey, Carrie. So I'm still getting over the crud a little bit. Poor baby-faced Randy over yonder shaved off his beard and mustache, but he's sick as a dog. And I'm doing my best to use my cheery disposition to keep him from being just horribly, horribly miserable. Hey Sam, hey Lori. I'm doing much better. Poor Randy's sick, but we're working on that. Tidden says, be right back, I have to pee. Don't do anything while I'm gone. Okay, I promise. I'll just sit here and do nothing. Hey, Sparkies. Hey, Carol. Did you get my message about the leather? If you sent it to me on Facebook, not very likely. I have not been very active on Facebook here recently. I wish there were a way that I could organize messages better on there. But it's been a mess. So be patient with me. Trying to get my act together. Excuse me. Seeing if I can't get the chat loaded over here. Got to go to a steampunk Christmas over the weekend. How much fun. Oh, I bet that was a ton of fun. But I don't know if y'all can see, but I was feeling so good after being sick that I started cleaning the craft room. So I think time skipped on the stream when I switched devices. Right on. Hey, Shelly. But, yeah, I figured I'd do a little bit of a Q&A with you guys. Hey, Isel. Welcome to your first live stream with us. Please tell Randy that I received the artwork. Marie got the artwork. Excellent. Congratulations again on winning, Marie. Hey, River. But, with Asmith moving in, Asmith is a much more organized creature than I am. Hey, Harmony. Carrie says, have you ever worked with batik? I would love to see your creativity with it. I've sewn with it. I love the way it looks, but I've never actually made any. That'd be pretty cool to get to mess around with. Hey, Helen. We're doing pretty good. I am almost completely over being sick, and Randy is completely sick. I haven't said the hat yet, but I'll probably do it today. Well, no worries, River. Thank you so much for that. Might not be able to hang out too long. Digging potatoes before it freezes nasty next week. Right on.
Yesterday was a whirlwind.
Yesterday was a whirlwind. Shadow has a very good question. What's the best tips to putting depth in dragon eyes? I have found that if you start at the edge of the dragon eye and be quite dark, and this is just one way, I'm not saying this is the only way, but if you go from very dark to the edge to very light in the center with a fair gradient in between, it's going to force that kind of depth kind of going on. And then also, like this one here, I really like this one, but it's kind of flat. Now, it makes up for it because of the cool holographic effect, but it's pretty flat. So if you add layers and color contrast, it's really going to help you. Like if you think about what gives any kind of 2D art depth, well, thanks, Sparkies. If you think about what gives 2D art depth, it's all the gradient from white to black, all those different shades of gray in between that help give something, render it into more 3D looking, you know, kind of stuff. So on this one, I used like 2 or 3 colors, Not very much. Like, I don't know if I can get a better picture for you guys. Boogers. Randy is a sentient booger. Like, he's just... Oh, that was me last week, though. Yeah, I've been pumping Randy full of soup and medicine and vitamins and herbs. And he's like, if you shake one more chicken and smudge stick at me, so help me. And I'm like, I'm not going to stop. Do what? Do what?
So I think Butters is going to get a concussion.
Right? Poor chicken. Give him penicillin. We don't have money for penicillin. Are you kidding?
Penicillin right now. It's just head congestion.
And it's just a congestion thing. It'll pass. Hey Vaughn, I need your help. What's up, Jordan? Did you get why I said why we have to go to a steampunk Christmas? I sent you a picture. I see your message, Carol. I haven't been able to check my Facebook messages, so I have not seen your picture. I'm sorry. You could create a booger monster and slot it at your next con. Oh no, I use horse penicillin. That's fair. Kristen says, hello, goodbye, hugs to everybody. Question, I can't stay for answer, but what is the difference between porcelain and polymer clay? My difference is I've worked with polymer clay and I have not worked with porcelain. You might want to Google it, though. And my tripod is betraying me. And I don't know how to make the little bolts on it stay better. So please give me a moment while we experiment with technical difficulties. And I try to not smash my fingers. Okay. Okay, I think that's going to work. Anti-booties don't help a virus. What?
Oh, really? Really?
What? What's going on?
There we go.
Sam says, hey, Randy, I became a patron.
And I just replied to her.
Oh, I didn't catch up with that. Randy did get rid of his whiskers. There's only so much of blow in your nose that you can let a mustache get in the way of.
Yeah.
Gargle with chicken gravy. That face! I don't know if you saw, but that was amazing. What, the chicken gravy? Excuse me. Pricing this beautiful circlet is driving me crazy, says Jordan. I know you've discussed this over and over, but can I send a picture and tell you what you think, and you tell me what you think it should go for? Sure, go ahead, but you can't be mad at me if I underprice it. Oh, a little help, please. I wrapped my first dragon eye, painted from your tutorials. It was really hard to do as a pendant. Can you do more tutorials for wrapping the layers on a pendant? Sure, I'll do that for you. I've always placed Vicks inside my nose to help clear up my nose. That's what I did, but I used up all the Vicks, and then we haven't gone to the store to get more. So poor Randy's, he's like, you could probably stick cough drops up there. You pour porcelain or use it on a wheel. It has to be hot fired. Thank you, Lori. Speaking of polymer clay, do you have trouble with Sculpey cracking after baking? I actually just shot a video about that, where I made this piece. And believe it or not, I don't want to tell you guys. It's a surprise. You're going to have to watch the tutorial. But sometimes I do have problems with cracking, and that's covered in the video. Dante says, hey Yvonne, my friend told me that he had a custom order from you and that it was still in progress, and he's at work right now, but he asked me to ask about his order and how it looks. Hey Dante, I had cased his leather and I got sick, and so now I've had to recase the leather because it had all dried out, but he should expect progress pictures in the next couple of days. So I'm so sorry it's been taking so long, but once I get started, it should be good. And hey, Dante, tell your friend I said hey, even though he's at work. He's been so patient with me. I think I'm underpricing as well, so it should be good. Where should I send it? Shoot it to me in an email if you would, Jordan. Just backearthcreations@yahoo.com. Vicks up the nose. Sounds like it burns. It burns like you're wicked twisted, but it's worth it if you can breathe afterwards. I've actually put garlic juice on a Q-tip and just, and it, oh my god, but you can breathe. So, Isel says, would you be able to make me a leather vest thing for me, and how much are they? A lot of that depends on what style you want, how thick of the leather you want it to be out of. There's a lot of different details that would go into that, but vest and pieces like that usually start at around 100. I got bored yesterday and I made some wax seals. Oh, right on, River. Oh, I missed your question, Kristen. Sorry. Hey, Hannah. Z-Dog is all better and does not have his cone of shame. Get up here, little man. Say hey to everybody. Say hey, internet. He's a dog. He doesn't talk. Well, not in words, though. Who's your good boy? I kind of miss seeing a lampshade, but I do not miss him knocking all the tables over and spilling all the drinks and getting stuck. Wasabi. Yup. Yep, that looks perfect, Karen. Have you tried the opal idea with translucent blocks and powder yet? Honest to goodness, most of the time, whenever I work with opal colored clay, like to make opals, where's it at? I cheat and I just use this stuff, the Primo Accents. It already has, I don't know if you can see because the light's reflecting, but it has all these little like opalescent chips in it already, but it's kind of dense. So what I do is I split this with just plain translucent clay that has pearl powders in it. Like probably this one's my favorite. It's the Violet Interference? Yeah, Interference Violet. Is that what? Interference, yeah. Pearl Hex, and then I like marble them together and then smush it. But yeah, I'll do a tutorial for you guys. Hey Penny. Hey Aaron. We have not had an opportunity to play your card game yet, but I'm super excited to get to try it. I am super way far back.
Trinity says I found some dollar store cardboard houses. I think they would work well to turn into fairy houses.
Yes, but not for baking, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm making it to where it's not gonna vibrate every time Randy gets an email or a message. Okay, Leon asks, how old are you? I am 29. Ah, thanks, Dante. Okay, trying to catch up.
You do a tutorial on wire wrapping small and large gemstones without holes.
I will. The question is, will I do a tutorial on how to wrap small and large gemstones without holes? Yes. I have a question. I'm making with Christmas variation of your tea light fairy house. I don't have polymer clay, so what can I use for snow on the roof? I've used salt for snow. They also have, if you look at like the materials for making dioramas, right on. Cool. Dallas is like, my guess would have been 26. Well, I rub babies all over my face, so that helps. I do like your festive profile, Derpy. I think I was answering somebody's question, but I don't remember. Yeah, the diorama stuff. They have a material that makes it look like snow. Jacqueline says, I'm currently trying to wire wrap a pearl without holes, and girl, it's for what it's been in the shape of a flower. Should be interesting. Right on. Hey, Yak Cat. Oh no, Kristen still isn't feeling good. I'm feeling like a million times better, and like the contrast is like mind-boggling. Kayla asks, what would you recommend as your easiest starter wire wrapping tutorial for a beginner? I would say the beginner bracelet tutorial that I have, where it's like linked together. Oh, do I have any examples? So I'm trying to organize. So I have a bunch of trays that look like this that I really don't want to have to organize, but I'm gonna have to organize it. So Shirley, oh, I found that piece of the dragon that I need to glue back on. Okay, ooh, a feather? No. I focus, Vaughn, you can do this. I'm looking for an example of a link that, because there's gotta be one in here. There might not be. That's okay. Okay, so here's an example of a really good beginner wire wrapping project. Making your own hook clasps. They're perfect use for just scrap wire whenever you've got like this much wire, just a couple of inches. I recommend using 18 gauge or heavier. Ooh, it's so fun to rummage through these though. Old popsicle sticks. Good. I'm not a hoarder, right? Like, yes I am. It's okay. and piece it. Okay, here's an example. These are some earrings that were sent to me. There we go. And you can see how it's just like a little loop. It's a head pin that was put through a bead with some other beads on the end, and it just has a little loop at the top. This is super excellent beginner tutorial because, or like beginner project, because I use this technique. A lot of folks use this technique in like everything. Z, Jenny says leave your butt alone. Leave your butt alone. It's worth it though, shopping wedding stuff. Right on. Oh, what was Helen's request? Do what? Question. I've been gifted a string of small amber chips. What can I incorporate them into with some wire work? My immediate thought goes to making using them for the leaves for a wire tree, Hannah. Ooh, that's a really good point, Penny. Oh, I guess for everybody who can't see the comments in the future, Penny said, Vaughn, that hook is also a wonderful design for tree ornament hooks. That's a fair point. But my stuff is worse than yours. Ooh, what? Oh, for the cardboard should work just fine for fairy houses, but I wouldn't recommend baking it. Like, I would use like an air dry clay, or just use it as a base to hot glue other stuff too. Rummaging. What's this? That's delicious. I really don't need to hoard these things. Hey, I found a pencil. Does it still work? Yup. Okay. Not the time for that though. Your design to look really. What's that?
Thank you for having #Free Wire Fridays. I'm getting into wire wrapping and entered the contest and trying to win.
Right on.
Anna from Parawire contacted me and is going to send me some samples to play with.
Oh, super cool. Yeah, it's actually, I don't host the Free Wire Friday. I just share it. That's all Parawire. And I gotta tell you guys, they're the best. Like, I love how, I don't know, they're just awesome. And then, so they do that, and then I like that they do it so much that I share it on my page if I remember that it's a Friday. So, sorry, thoughts are hard. Look at this little minion. Kristen says, I got those kits you gave me advice on. Thank you, Vaughn. Right on, Kristen. They have great products and their customer service is amazing. Penny said it very well. I need $50 to be able to make a Parawire order. Did they lower it down to 25 or is it still at 50? Question. What gauge would you recommend starting out with Parawire if you had to limit yourself buying? I would buy 18 gauge. It's a little thick. Can you remove? No, you can't remove the trumpet. Okay. It's a little thick to fit through some of my smaller beads, but it works fantastically for like just standalone pieces. Like I'm gonna see in my little bucket of rummaging here. This right here is a little ear wrap that I had made and never hung stuff off of, but it would just wrap around your ear like this. And it's got these little loops for attaching things to. This is 18 gauge square wire. You can make this out of 18 gauge round as well, or you could throw it on the floor. So this is just an example of one of the things that I would do with 18 gauge wire. But it's like you can pull off a lot of like structural things with the 18 gauge. And then if I could invest in a second gauge, it would be 26 gauge, because then you can get into weaving with just those two wire sizes. You can get into the weaving and stuff. Carrie says, I have been told not to use clear nail polish on polymer clay to glaze because it will mess with the clay. What about gel polish that you have to cure? I don't know about the gel polish that you have to cure, but honestly, I've used clear nail polish lots of times on my baked polymer clay, and it does just fine. The only thing I've noticed is over the years, it's much more likely to chip off. But then you just revarnish it. So in a pinch, it'll do, but it's not my preferred, but I've never had it, like, mess up. At least not with the Primo Sculpey or regular Sculpey or Sculpey 3. It's never messed any of those ones up, so I don't know. That's my experience on that one. Ooh, I found a little clamp. Sorry, ooh, what's this? Oh, just scrap pieces of stretchy, what's that? Elastic? Ooh, a magnet. I'll stop rummaging through my bin of junk. But yeah, I have at least 10 trays that look like this that I need to go through, as well as a couple of little totes and things. I should catch up? Excuse me. Okay, I'm catching up. What's up? Leanne says, I don't know how you make that very, very beautiful wire necklace cage. I can't do it. I'm always missed from how you form the neck. Sorry, I just jumped. Sorry for my bad. I'm 13 and from Belgium. Hey! Hey, Leanne. You're doing good. I would recommend starting with simpler projects and then working your way up to it. When I order from Parawire, what copper should I order, coated or not? Sherry, I recommend the coated stuff if you don't want your skin to turn green. I recommend the bare stuff if you want to be able to antique it, like oxidize it, and kind of, Oh, okay. Penny says, in reference to the clear polish on polymer clay, it's honestly a hit and miss situation. Some brands of polish will actually get all sticky after a long time. You never know which will go bad and which won't, so best not to use it on the clay. Listen to Penny, guys. She knows what she's talking about. I am so much having a shiny moment. Okay, I'm catching up. I'm not that far back.
Yeah, you are.
I'm looking for someone that can make something for a girl and boy my dad who died on. Oh no, I'm sorry. Helen, I don't, like, my custom orders are, like, filled up right now, but we have a whole chat room full of crafty people who might be able to help you out. It says I'm all caught up. Am I still behind? Oh. Oh, okay, my real name is Michael, not Sherry. Hey, Michael. Da, da, da. It's so good to see you. I have to go. My family's here and we're going to practice Christmas caroling. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping in, Nicole. I just want to know what to order. Let me pull out. Do I have any? This is one of my favorites. This is 20 gauge. It's the 200 foot roll. This is like 30 some odd dollars, but totally worth it. But yeah, so I would go with the 18 gauge natural, like, enameled, craft wire. Yeah, that one's in the antique copper. I really like that one.
Right this second, I can breathe out of my nose. It's amazing.
Mine's still a little bit gurgly. How did you come up with the name of your business? Names are so hard. Trinity, that's a really good question. And Valerie says, hey Vaughn, I'm getting your box together. Are you out of tea yet? I am not out of tea yet, but I am all out of bath salts. Oh, Dante, let's not be rude about your friend. He seemed a little socially awkward at the convention, but I think that was mostly, there were a lot of people in the booth, and like, and y'all have met me, I'm like, you know, looking every single which way all at once, and he was like, please just let me have a conversation with you, and I was like, I can't, I'm distracted. He was a gentleman, and he was very kind, and to me, that trumps any kind of awkwardness that might be there. The way we came up with our business name, I wanted something that wouldn't be limiting, but still encompassed, oh gosh, this is big, but still encompassed kind of the theme of our business. And a lot of the stuff that I do is very fantasy and nature inspired, but I didn't want to only ever be limited to just jewelry, because at the time I was like, do I want to do bath products? Do I want to do candles? Do I want to do, you know, what do I want to do? And so the creations became an umbrella term for all of the crafty crap that we do here at Back Truth Creations. Can you suggest how to display earrings? Well, are you looking for displaying them in a booth setup, in a store setup, or just for getting pictures of them for on your website, because I've got this right here. It's a cute little, I don't even know what, from like the Goodwill. It's all dirty. But whenever I'm using it to take pictures, I'll set it in among some like foliage and hang some little earrings on it and get pictures. So that's one way that you could go about it. And you could use any pretty wine glass or something. You could also use, I've seen picture frames that had sheets of screen, like window screen, and then you can just put the little ear hooks through that. But also I had purchased from Amazon just a rotating like 4-tier earring display intended for displaying, like it can hold like what, 300 pairs of earrings or like 100, I don't know, a whole bunch of earrings. Hey, bye, Lian. Hey, Kaz. I don't define no shiny disorder. Sorry, I had to answer my new phone. Right on. Ah! Man, I just said the thing I said. Vaughn, while vinegar can clear out rust, what can you use to seal metal? Thanks to you guys, I stumbled into 154 old schoolhouse keys to wrap. Right on. To seal the metal, I use PIM for a lot of the stuff that I seal. Like, are different things that I don't know whether or not it has nickel in it. I spray it with the PIM, and it holds up pretty well, even to like very acidic skin. Carrie? You can use beeswax. Now keep in mind, things like that you have to reapply over time. Those waxes will start to wear off, especially if you're wearing it on your skin and it gets warm. Carrie asks, who do you enjoy watching on YouTube if you ever get a chance during your crazy life? Y'all, I have been binge watching Jessima tutorials on YouTube. She is amazing. It's pretty polymer clay heavy, but I've been in a polymer clay kick lately, and she's my zen. Like, it chills me out. Like yesterday when I was cleaning the craft room, which I am super proud of, by the way, I was listening to her all day for like 2 days, right? So yeah, when I'm not watching her here recently, I'm watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which is, I like way better than Voyager, I do think. Well, thanks, Frank. I'm glad you like our channel. No earring cards. Can they be made? With my setup, I don't use earring cards, but you could totally use, like you can just cut out some cardstock, or you could use index cards, or you could purchase, earring cards. But yeah, you can totally make them just like a little, I have a friend who used to use her business cards, that she would just take a business card and then fold it over so that the back side, which was plain, would be exposed, and then you just like poke 2 little holes in it, and then bloop, and then you put the earring back on it, and then it holds the card like that.
Hey, Esmith.
Hey, Esmith, where's Esmith at? Esmith!
Well, way far down, you're still.
Oh, really?
Way far
But I'm jumping. Okay. I still don't see Esmith. Shelly, sounds great, but you want to get a few options on a list and ask people what they think. I owned a business myself. I missed the question.
Mm-hmm.
Please spell that. Spell what? What spelling? Oh, sorry. I got distracted.
What's your birth sign?
My birth sign? I'm a Leo. Which, I don't know which way the L goes. It's Jessama. Jessima Tutorials. I believe her name's Samantha. But yeah, she's really, like, she's goals, you guys, for me. Like, all of her tutorials are perfectly in frame and well edited, and she's so, like, good at describing things. And I'm just there, like eating popcorn, like, watching it, and it's like, she's awesome. So yeah, I want to grow up to be like Jessica. So I watch Manny Martinez. Manny does some very good tutorials. That is true. Darn it, my birthday is December 16th. Well, that's a good thing, though, right, Kristen?
It's coming up.
Oh, coffee. When I say he's a dork, I mean in a good way. I grew up with him, and he can really talk about his stuff like medieval things and crafting armor, going to conventions, but that's sweet. Dante, you basically just described everything I'm interested in. Like Randy over there, the love of my life, he's a dork. Are you a dork?
I'm dead.
He's dead. He's like, I don't have time for any of this, I'm dying. But no, it's like, he loves talking about Pokemon and World of Warcraft, and is there anything else that you like? I don't know. He loves video games, like, that's for sure. He's only my boyfriend of almost 13 years. You'd think I'd know something about him. I don't know. He's super good at sitting there and letting me talk about my hopes and dreams. Like, he's a very good listener. Do you like listening, or is it just something that you're forced into? Never mind. What? What haters have been hating on Jessima? Gonna be hating on Jessima. How do I find you on Facebook? You can type excited mark Facebook. Or face. I literally jump and run to the PC to watch Vaughn and Randy. Aw. Hey, Julie. Oh, Sagittarius. I was like, why are you guys calling yourselves Sags? Like, I don't know what that means. Aswith is a dork too, though. Dorks are my favorite. Oksana Crafts is very awesome. I like her, and I like watching, I don't know, honestly, I don't watch a whole lot of wire wrapping tutorials, and it's because I do so much wire wrapping that I'm like, I don't want to look at that. I like watching, like, watercolor paintings, and I like watching musicians, and I like watching cat videos. Good lord, the cat videos. DBZ. That's another thing that Randy likes, is DBZ.
Oh man, you're so far behind.
Ah, okay, fine. I just skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Is that good?
I don't know. Are you going to stay up with it?
No, I can't because I read comments. From the UK here. Hey, Wendy. I can annoy my parents now. Right on. I abruptly left a blacksmith channel to see how... Oh! I like blacksmithing stuff, too. That stuff's really cool. Hey, Maria. She says, still a bit congested. Tea with lemon and honey, or just hot water and lemon and honey. Essentially hot lemonade made fresh. Glad to see you're getting well. The lemon ginger tea is my favorite, actually. Isel asks, do you like to crochet? I love to crochet. I actually have another project. Man at Arms is awesome. In organizing, I found this old project, which is alligator scale, crocodile scale. I call it dragon scale. Crochet, and I'm gonna make a little tribal style autumn. It's crocodile. Crocodile stitch. Asmith, who are you calling a slut? You can't just talk to people like that. Aw. That's sweet, Karen. I'm on US worm rustic horde because oh, you're calling yourself a slut. Okay. Sorry, I came back and looked and I just see you calling people sluts up in the chat and it's like, stop it. How do I purchase your merchandise? Well, I have an Etsy store, but I don't have anything posted right this second. As soon as we get off this live stream, I'm actually going to be doing a Facebook live stream where I paint the dragon eye for Michelle, who won our dragon eye giveaway. Yeah, I figured I'll go ahead and paint the eye. That way she can see how it looks. And then, what am I going to do after that? No, I was going to say a thing. It was relevant. And then I'm going to update our Etsy page with some inventory. Hannah says, I have a load of chainmail rings. What are the best pliers to use to open/close them? They're really tough, though, so think maybe steel. My pliers are actually still out in the van from this past craft show that we did, but I use bent nose and flat nose pliers. If they're very difficult to work with and large enough to accommodate it, I would use 2 flat nose pliers. Jessima. Maybe. Let me see. Who have I been... Because it's not showing me the comments over here anyways. YouTube! What have I watched recently? Sorry, I've been playing with my turkey waddle. Internet slow. I don't know. But yeah, it's Jessima. I thought it was an A instead of an I. That depends on how your fans feel. There you go. Hi from Turkey. Am I confused about making rings to sell? Do you make them adjustable? If not, how do you decide what size? Excuse me. Whenever I make my rings,
We usually don't sell them online.
I usually don't make and sell them online. I either make them at a set size, whenever I sell them online, or like I have a tutorial. It's my simple wire wrapped ring tutorial. It shows you how I do the simple wrapping, but then I also show you how I get in there and kind of size it down. So whenever I'm making inventory for in the booth, I'll usually make it like a size like 11, because typically I don't run into women who have fingers much larger than that. Like I can stretch it out a little bit more if we need to, but I can take it and like this is the wire and just size this down a little bit. And these are my round nose pliers coming in, and I'll come in and I'll grip it and then it'll go like that. Do you see? It's in the wire, do you see? And it'll size it down, and I'll do that on both sides, and then I'll kind of resize it back up on the mandrel. It's way better, like much better demonstration in the actual video. Ooh, Jordan says, I do FX makeup. What character would you or Randy like to see?
Oh.
Boo from DBZ. That's who I'm going to dress up as. I'm going to dress up as a Lady Boo. Vaughn, do you have trouble figuring aspect ratios for mail? I do. That's why I just go to theringlord.com and look at their sheet of aspect ratios. Like they have like their ring sizes on this very nice like visual chart. So it has like the inner diameter here and the inner diameter and wire gauge. And then it says the aspect ratio underneath the ring. And so I just like consult my chart. It's like a multiplication table of ring sizes. Do you ever come to Florida for conventions? I don't. Florida's a really long drive. We used to when we lived in Tennessee, but even then it was like a 17-hour drive. Well, it wasn't supposed to be. Do what?
It was like 12.
It was supposed to be 12, but it ended up taking forever because of the traffic. Like, it was horrible. And we were like, and then we didn't make any money, so I was like, I'm going home. Shelly asks, I missed it. Who's Jessima? Jessama tutorials here on YouTube. She does probably the best polymer clay tutorials that I've come across. She's very good at explaining what's going on, so I'm able to craft while I watch her, because some of them, there are a lot of very good polymer clay tutorials, but I have to be watching the whole time because there's no voiceover. And that's okay, but it's like I need to work and watch at the same time. So with her, I can just like leave her running and I can walk away from the computer but still be listening and knowing what's going on. Like she's that good at describing. Like I want to be like her when I grow up. Can you go to Amazon and look at Chainmail Joe, etc.? Oh, that's actually who I've been buying all of my rings from here lately, is Chainmail Joe, because we still have not found a supplier for aluminum wire so we can start coiling and cutting our own again. And as usual, I did a supply run and I'm opening stuff while listening to you. Right on! Man, you do lots of supply. Thank you, Cedar. That's actually who made the Tower of Rings, Master. What Tower of... I'm not sure what you're talking about. Penny. Hey, what's your question, Horror? Asmith! You be nice to my Australian friends. For those of y'all who can't see the chat, for in the future, Asmith said, what kind of Aussie Kiwi moon speak is PMSL? It's piss myself laughing. La 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 da da da. Ooh, Dallas asks, have you ever tried flamework/lampwork glass? I haven't. I really want to, but I am flammable and made of meat, and is not a good idea. Like, I'm terrified, actually, of doing anything with a torch, and I really need to get past that, but it's very scary, because, like, it could explode if I do it wrong, maybe, or aside from, like, cooking myself, I could burn my house down. Like, I'm very worried. And then, like, I just have, like, images of molten glass in my eyeballs, and I'm like, I'll stick to polymer clay. Oh, well, thanks for hanging out, Michael. Lisa says, yay, I just opened my little face cabochons from you. Love them. Excellent. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, Melissa says, Vaughn's been cleaning. She's feeling better. So glad. Me too, Melissa. And y'all don't realize how hard cleaning is for me, because there's anything else on this planet I would rather do than clean my house. Like anything I would rather do. But you're like, hey, do you want to go read books about accounting? I'd be like, yeah, let's go do that instead. I like the brown two-tone corset, but like the scalloping, don't know what it's called. The scalloping. The two-tone green corset. Can you combine the two? And if so, how much extra would that be? Gotcha. The tooling pattern that's there on the corset, that it's just a $250 corset for something like that. Because I can tool in different designs, and like if you wanted dragon scale, it would still be $250 because it's kind of the same amount of work. Ooh, I haven't. Lethal Chris drawing. I'll have to check that out.
Really, Asma?
Debbie says I'm panic making rings for my craft fair on Sunday. Yep. Panic making inventory. Bye, Dante. That's how you roll, Smith. A little flame can make a big fire, you guys. Chainmail Joe's prices are pretty good. At least on their bright aluminum, they're actually a little less than the Ring Lord pound by pound, aren't they?
Huh? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because we were looking at it and we were like, do we get it from the Ring Lord or do we get it from Chainmail Joe? And I was like, we compared the prices. I was like, Chainmail Joe. I'm going to send you pics later with the burnt cabochons when they are done. LOL, so you can see what I did to them. I'd love to see that, Valerie. Excuse me. Currently adding glow-in-the-dark paint to a tooled leather book cover. Ooh, of the Doors of Durin from Lord of the Rings. Oh gosh, that's going to be cool. I have a question about aspect ratio. I did a project with an AR of 4, ring size 18 gauge 4mm. What ring size can I use to make the project bigger? You could up both the gauges and the inner diameter. Like, I'm not certain what you're asking, Sparky, sorry. Karen, I'm actually, I need 18 gauge bright aluminum wire. What the Ring Lord has, we haven't checked it in the past week. They might have finally restocked their, 20-pound roll. But it's like the last bit that I got from the Ring Lord was like super crunchy. Like it was very brittle and it was filthy. And so I was like, crap. Like I had to refund a bunch of money to different people who had bought rings. Cause like I can't make this. And we haven't been able to make and sell rings since then. Michelle says, so I can't get PIM here or shipped to me. What else would you use? I don't know of any other aerosols that are like compatible with polymer clay, but you could paint Varathane onto it. That's what Jessima uses. She's so talented. Y'all should go watch Jessima's tutorials. Hey, do you have any tips for stopping shaky hands? I don't know. Do you have shaky hands like you have like a medical condition, or do you have shaky hands
Like you need to switch to decaf.
like you need to switch to decaf, or is it just getting like trying to thread a needle and it just keeps not going through? that will come with time. So much of this is building up your eye-hand coordination, and the more you do it, the better you'll get, and you'll kind of fine-tune your muscles in your like forearms and hands to be able to be much more stable. Because whenever I was first starting crafting, so much of it is like my hands would tremble and shake as I would do things, like as I would try to put a ring through the other ring with chainmail. And it's just like, it reminded me of like baby gazelles. When their little shaky legs shaking when they're learning how to walk, you basically just have gazelle hands, like gazelle crafter hands. Unless you have some sort of pre-existing medical condition or something that you need to get, like checked out. Oh, well, thank you, Raisi. What project are you trying to do?
Did you make the leather vest you're wearing?
I did make the leather vest I'm wearing. I have a tutorial up for it somewhere here on YouTube. Burnt clay, I read, was toxic. It's very similar to how if you are making PVC bows, like bows and arrows, and you're heating it with a heat gun and you burn the PVC, that fume is toxic. You're not gonna like die immediately, but I wouldn't recommend breathing a whole lot of it. So yeah, there's that. Like definitely like vent your house a bit. Oh, that's very good advice. Hidden Thicket, my friend Asmith, says, rest your hands or wrists on something elevated, like a mouse pad wrist rest. It will help steady your hands. Very good advice, Asmith. Okay, any welding shop should sell it for MIG use. That's fair.
Will you be starting your custom work again soon?
I will. Actually, I've got another live stream to do after this one over on Facebook, so we'll take the after party over there. And then I'm going to get right to, I still have Wonder Woman Greaves to do, the legs, which that's from like back in like September. I have probably 4 or 5 dragon eye bracelets that I'm working on at any given moment that I need to get these made and sent out as soon as possible. And then a gentleman's very cool pair of bracers that I get to make. So I need to do literally all of that right now. Like I needed to have it done preferably like a week ago. And we're already getting on top of fulfilling patron orders. So that's something that's very exciting. Lisa asks, question, I've discovered PBO. Do you have a favorite color / texture combo? I absolutely love all of their prism paints. Like, they're my favorite. Like, I love that texturing and different things that happens with that. And I do like kind of cutting it with the vitriol. That's pretty cool. Like, the ceramics are probably my least favorite. And then vitriol and moon are kind of half and half. I don't know. Yeah, I like vitriol and prism best. Sorry, I hadn't thought about it. But I was like, what do I like best? Still waiting on my November package. It should be arriving, Tanya. Or it should have arrived already. That's true. But no, we shipped them out pretty late. Not gonna lie. But we're already started up on December's, so everything's right on track, on order with that. Yay! Kristen's Gem King today. I want to show you guys, though, before we have to go, I want to show you guys, I started labeling things. Let me get this off of there. So this is the craft room, and we're going to be modding out the living room into craft room as well, because we still haven't been able to deal with Fred's room. So here we are. I don't know if you can see, but we got a couple of extra sets of drawers on these shelves. And they've got little labels on them because so much of what was happening in our craft room on a regular basis, as you guys can see, this pile, boop, 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 that happens because there's a lot of stuff that we don't have a place for. I'm sorry, Marlene, I didn't see your message. And so it's like stuff needs a home, and so much of the time these colored drawers over here, I would just kind of like chunk stuff in it and then forget about them. So what I've been going through and doing is now I have a drawer that's just for tatting stuff. And I've got drill stuff, clips and clamps. And then this one's all leatherworking hardware. I've got, eyelets, rivets, and then miscellaneous. I've got 2 of the scrapbooking paper. That's something that I don't normally keep, but it was gifted to me, and it's really good scrapbooking paper, and I'm not entirely certain what to do with it. But once those get cleared out, I'll have 2 more drawers to do more stuff. Karen says, "Hi Vaughn, how do you think embossing on polymer clay would be? Would you emboss it after you bake it and put a finish on it? How would you do the process?" I'm not sure what you mean by embossing. Like, do you mean like stamping it with stuff or like leaving an imprint? And then there's my rand. Look at how Sam Dog functions. He's such a grunty lap dog. I love my Sam Dog though. But yeah, I'm super stoked, you guys, to be getting the heat gun method. I would do that after baking. I'm organizing, Jamie. I know. Hey. But so I'd like to emulate this method with the drawers. Because I've got I'll show you. Oh God. I gotta organize that corner so bad. It's horrible. But yeah, I'm gonna be implementing more drawers and stuff over there, but we'll just baby steps, getting a little bit at a time. So, let me hang Craftroom.
You don't have to small pieces of scrap leather yourself.
Oh, I don't sell any of my scrap leather because I'm a shameless hoarder. They're finally starting to adult with all the labeling. Yeah, well, and it's because I was like, what if I changed my mind? Like, labeling something is a lot of commitment to me. Like, that's an unreasonable amount of commitment. At least in my mind. Because then I'm like, well, now I have to always keep that thing in that drawer. Which sounds super obvious, but makes me panic a little bit. But it's like, so I did it with marker on masking tape. So if it turns out that thanks, Manny. Manny says, Vaughn, you can change the labels. And I just realized that like yesterday. And so I started labeling things. But it was like a sense of permanence that I was like, I don't know if I can do this, you guys. So, but we got it figured out. But no, yeah, it was just a little too much commitment for what I was used to. Yeah, I know, and I feel so much better, Wendy. She says, you'll find things easier, though. Colleen says, I'm a scrapbooker. I found your tutorials via the Dragon Eyes. I plan on making some to do journal covers and scrapbook covers for my Halloween albums. Right on. Ooh. Marlene says, wanted to make this wire holder out of wood. Would make one for you, too. Wow, all right. How much would something like that cost? I'm laughing so hard right now. Don't laugh at my pain, Twisted. Go ahead and laugh at it. It's hilarious. Like, hey, Dante, welcome back. My cat is bugging for my chicken noodle soup. I think I got a dog cat. Chicken noodle soup is yummy, though. How did you start all of this? What made you start selling? Michael, that's a really good question. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away called Tennessee, Randy and I were living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and the store that I was working at while going to college closed down. And Randy was going to college and working at Walmart, because in the town that we lived in, you either worked at Walmart or the factory, or you drove 45 minutes to the next town over where they had like jobs and stuff. And you know, I've always been kind of crafty and stuff, but excuse me, Randy had gotten me a chainmail kit for Christmas, like an early Christmas present, and I made like 80 bracelets. And I don't wear a whole lot of bracelets most of the time unless I'm like dressing up. And Randy's dad told us about the art league in that town has a craft show like every, early November. It's their host of Christmas Past. Is that what it was called?
I think so.
I don't know, something Christmas. And then and we sold at you know, we made a lot of more inventory, as much as we could for that craft show, and we made like $500. Like, and I'm not the type to be like, oh, we made so much money, because I mean, have y'all met me? Like, I'm not like rich as a person. I'm very wealthy emotionally, but money is nice, and I would like to have more of it so that I could pay bills. But we were blown away, because at the time that was more than a 2-week paycheck for when Randy, like, minimum wage was like $5 at the time. So we were like, we need to do more of this. I mean, not so much out of the pursuit of a dream, but out of the absolute need to be able to make ends meet, because we had been barely keeping our heads above water for like 2 years at that point, because Randy supported me while I finished high school, and then it was like, what do we do now? Like, so yeah, $500, even now, it's like, that's not something to bat an eye at. That's like bills getting paid right there. Wendy asks, what did you study at college? I studied business management, but it was online college with University of Phoenix, which at the time I had never heard the term diploma mill. So now my degree isn't even accredited, because I have my associates and most of my bachelor's. Like, I was like 1 semester away from getting my bachelor's whenever I was like, y'all are charging too much money, I'm gonna go somewhere else. But nobody else is like, I'd have to retake all those same classes, but that doesn't nullify my debt at all. But anyways, how do you figure out what to charge for your jewelry pieces? Super generalizing this. If it costs me $5 to make something, I will not sell it for less than $15. So I'll take my cost of materials, and that doesn't matter how much time I spent on it, because, you know, you gotta balance it out somewhere. If it costs me $5, I sell it for $15. If it took me a very long time to do it, or if it's something that's irreplaceable as far as like not being able to get those materials again, or it truly like really, really unique, I might sell it for more. But Melissa says, get better soon, Randy. Karen says, Chicago has a polymer clay craft guild. Why doesn't Missouri have one? Or do they? LOL. You're saying that reminded me of the art guild my friend just joined in Chicago. They do, and they have meetings every month, I think, in Springfield, Missouri, but I'm really bad at leaving my house. So I don't participate, but I want to go. Like, I want to go and learn stuff from these folks, because I met a lady 2 years ago, maybe, at the Maple Leaf Festival here in Carthage. Like, amazing polymer clay work, and we started chatting a bit, and she told me about it. She's like, yeah, you should come, and I was like, I should, and then I promptly never left my house again, which is, I'm kidding, I've left my house a few times since then. Asmith says, yeah, get better soon so I don't catch it. Do you ever come to Washington? We haven't yet, but that doesn't mean that we won't. Dawn, have you heard of the China Study? It's a very good book about healthy nutrition. I haven't. Really? Oh, darn, that is pretty far from me. Right? And you know, they might have something like that up by St. Louis and stuff. You go get... We have not gone and gotten the mail. We're like, I don't know if I am still contagious or not, and I really don't want to go out and spread this stuff around. So hopefully I'll have checked the mail by Thursday. Yvonne, are you going to make Christmas themed items? Possibly. I don't know. Christmas is complicated for me. Like, it's hard. I have a really hard time currently as an adult looking past the rampant commercialism around Christmas, and I don't have a whole lot of fond memories about Christmas growing up, and Christmas has habitually, like, or traditionally, I guess, whether we liked it or not, for the past like 10 years, 12 years, Randy and I never have any money around Christmas time. So we, like, it feels it's a very tight and frugal time of year where we're usually eating a lot of beans and rice. And it's like, so Christmas to me just makes me panic a little bit. So I'm trying to kind of reevaluate what Christmas is to me as an adult who doesn't have kids, who doesn't live near my family, who, you know, it's like we have a really good time. Last year we got invited over to a friend's house for their family Christmas, and that was probably the best Christmas we've had in a long time. Because we got to give presents to kids, and we got to, like, eat food with people that we liked, and, like, and it was very nice. But it's, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know yet about Christmas. The jury's out on that one. The vacuum is in a very bad position. I just noticed that when you pointed it out. Please pardon me while I move this vacuum so it no longer looks like my mannequin is a giant shalom. Do it.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't either until somebody pointed it out. And we're back. Yeah. I left school with a ton of qualifications that I never used. The knowledge I acquired has been used loads of times. There's a difference. You'll have the knowledge you learned. And that's a really fair point, Bernie, but a lot of it is in this... I have roughly around... Like, I have $38,000 of student loan debt left. And I'm like... It'd be really nice to not have that, since I can't really use the degree for anything. So... It's like, man, that could have bought a lot of beads and stuff. And I don't know, maybe a home to live in. Yvette says, man beast, and I donate to charity and go eat at the Mexican restaurant that's open on Christmas. That sounds awesome. Sorry, Kristen, you should pay it off. You don't say. Like, oh, that's just what I've been dumping all of any money that I make ever towards for the past 8 years. Yeah, no, but you're right. I should just pay it off. I just got in here and the first thing I noticed is the vacuum. Thanks for the laughter. Thanks for noticing, Trudy. Because there's always a naked mannequin in the background, it seems. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Will you be coming to Florence, Alabama? We used to go to Florence, Alabama for the Ren Fair that they have. Is it still in October? Right? Penny says, just tell them you'll pay off the balance of the loan the day that the degree is actually useful. And I would, except for, whether or not the degree is useful, they will still put liens on my bank account. They will still, like, everything that we have is in Randy's name. I don't keep any bank accounts in my name. I don't keep any, our vehicle is in Randy's name, because it's like, this way they can't touch. That's another big reason of why Randy and I haven't gotten married, is there's no merger of our assets. So they can't put a lien on our income. It all goes through Randy. Like, I'm not even the name of our business. Like, all of it's under Randy.
Didn't you get an email the other day? It's like, someone might have stolen your identity.
Yeah, it's like, whenever people are like, you know, hey, give me all your info so I can steal your identity. I'm like, good luck with that. And so it's, have you ever been to Carbondale, Illinois? They have an awesome festival, and they're next door to Mendocca, Illinois. I haven't. Be careful what you say on here, hun. That's fair, Wendy.
I don't know what to say.
My hubby and I haven't done Christmas for about 10 years. No presents, no tree, decorations, or anything. It's really liberating, and our friends and family are used to it now. You know, and that's something, is that I really enjoy Christmas stuff in, like, late January. Because it's like, the weather here, like, it was 70 degrees yesterday. And so it's like, I didn't really feel like setting up Christmas stuff whenever it's 70 degrees. And then we had an epic, like wind and clouds and rain and stuff. It's fair of you to worry about me, Wendy. Thank you. And now it's like 30 degrees today. I think it got up to 40 with the sun shining bright and everything. But it's like, no, I need the warmth and comfort and winteriness of Christmas when winter is actually here. And it's usually like right now, I still have flowers blooming in the front yard. My asters are still blooming like crazy. And so I'm like, yeah, it's not Christmas. Because to me, it's like, I remember Christmas when I was a kid in Ohio. There was snow and there was, it was wintry. Whereas now it's like, this is like barely late summer. Like, did you see where I told you PBO has a metalwork set? Also, I didn't, Judy. Ooh, that'd be cool to get my hands on. So I'm sitting on my bus with one of my other friends and he just pointed something rather important. Shirt. They're like, your tits are falling out. It's like, they do that. They have to supervise everything. Hobby Lobby's 40% off coupon. Yup. Randy and I will go through separately with like fake mustaches on. Not really the fake mustaches.
Mine never stays on.
Where Randy wearing a mustache over his mustache. But yeah, we'll go through lines separately and pretend like we don't know each other. That way we can both use coupons. Yeah, Ohio's in a different climate category. That's true. But and then like through high school I was in Texas and it's like it never feels like winter in Texas. So you Sam. He just stuck my finger up his nose. Anita says, "Hey Vaughn, they're calling for snow Friday. Do you think we'll get it?" There's no telling. We don't do Christmas anymore. We go on a 5-day cruise. Ooh, it's cheaper than presents. That'd be pretty fun. Have y'all thought about or have done Ren Fests? We used to sell at the Alabama Ren Fair in Florence, and I've applied and promptly been rejected for 9 years at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival, where I would love to vend, but would have loved more whenever we lived like an hour south of it. And then I'm thinking about doing the Mid-South Ren Fair in Memphis in October, but we don't know for sure yet. For the most part, I really enjoy doing and prefer doing conventions for selling events because it's climate controlled. Our inventory doesn't get like dusty. We don't get rained on. But I love going to Renaissance festivals. Those are a ton of fun to just go to and enjoy. Ooh, okay. I'll check that out. Thanks, Karen. Excuse me. Okay. One more question, and then we will transfer to the after party on Facebook Live. Oh, the Kansas City Ren Fair? We've never actually gone. We are always doing conventions during that time, and people are always like, do you do the Ren Fair? And we're like, no, we do this one here. The question was, where do you get your watch parts? I got like a bucket of watch parts like 6 years ago on eBay. And I've just been using that ever since. And then the rest of it I get like, they look like gears, but they aren't actual gears. They're like charms and stuff on Amazon. So, Carrie, a Ren Fest is a Renaissance festival. They're kind of, I don't know, a lot of them that I go to are more fantasy than strictly historical reenactment, but there's usually somebody dressed up like King Henry, and like there's bards and minstrels and stuff running around like singing songs and playing instruments. Yes, please, Mid-South Ren Fair. Okay.
How do you get on Facebook Live?
How do you get on Facebook Live? It will be on my, if you type !face, that is my Facebook page, and then, I don't know, because I've only gone live like twice ever over there.
It should notify you if you have your Facebook open.
Right, if you're there on Facebook, it should pop up. Ooh, boogers. Oh, that's what I need leather for. Right on. I have a costume hoarding problem for Ren Fairs. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. Randy and I are going to take more medicine because I'm starting to feel like...
I'm going to huff all that paint.
Yeah, time to huff all that paint. Oh, that's right. Okay, but we got to do this. So, well, thanks, Deanna. Colloidal silver, right on. But Y'all, happy crafting, and I'll see you around. Thanks for hanging out with me. Catch you in the after party on Facebook. Bye!